Hello, this is a demo of my web application called GraphXL. Basically, what GraphXL does, it takes data from an Excel file and then generates a graph or a diagram based on that data. So first off, in order to use the application, you need to create an Excel file and it needs to respect a certain format. All the colored fields here that you see are mandatory fields. The orange ones are mandatory. The blue ones help you define the relationship between different rows. You can have up to 10 relationships. So for example, they have to be named with rel underscore and then the numeric ID, right? And this is the label that shows up in the edge, and the label is edge. And then you can have rel underscore one underscore a metadata name of any kind. You can add as many of these as you want that show up also in a diagram for the edge metadata. Also, these are styling fields. They're not mandatory. They'll use a default if you don't put them, but they are useful. Another thing to mention is if that you did want to use this Excel file that I have here as a starting off point, it is available in the data folder in the project. So this is my GraphXL application. Let's start by opening up an Excel file and generating diagrams. So first thing you do, you go Files, Open. You select your Excel file with the data, and then right away you can see it generates a graph and lays it out using an organic kind of layout. You can see here there's also the settings menu item. Basically what this does allows you to change the required Excel worksheet name from data to something else, right? Also in views, you can view the table of information. So this is the Excel file, view it as a HTML table, just for quick viewing directly in the application. Let's go back to the graph. And one thing you can do, remember all that additional metadata, like the custom fields you had put in? If you go to graph properties and then you select a node, here you can see that those custom properties show up in the property dialog every time you select different kind of nodes or the edges, because we had created some for the edges, like the business entity field. So that will show up here as well. A few other features here that we have in the application. So for example, if you don't like the layout, you can come in here and say, organic will keep kind of switching it up a bit, or you can say hierarchical kind of layout where you get to see a hierarchy of your information. I find this useful for flows or org charts and that sort of stuff. Another menu item here, it's the About box. It's basically a short user guide of how to use the tool in case you forget certain things, but I don't see this as that complex of an application, so it shouldn't be too hard to use. So that's it. That's my GraphXL project.